Hey guys, welcome to JPlays. I'm Iceman, and this is my playthrough of Resistance Fall of Man on the PlayStation 3. Now, this is the first play of a PlayStation 3 game on this channel. I'll be playing the game via the emulator RPCS3, which until recently only played a few games pretty well. Plays Ni no Kuni great, and Demon Souls, a couple of others. But this game only recently became quite good, even in the emulator. It's just a bit tricky to get the gameplay captured in Streamlabs because of the way the emulator works. That when as you flicks to different game modes, then the windows change and stuff. It's a bit complicated, but I'll do my best to try and capture all the gameplay. This is my third attempt at capturing the gameplay of the first level, only because of Streamlabs. Wait, that's it.
The Chimeran threat began in Russia. The origin of the virus is unknown, but its effects were devastating and swift. In the 1930s, reports of biological experiments began leaking out of Russia. Then reports of villages destroyed overnight. Then entire cities. We feared the Russians had developed a weapon of unparalleled power. The truth was far worse. The Chimeras stayed sealed within Russia for over a decade. Then, in 1949, they launched an attack that overwhelmed all of Europe in a matter of weeks. For several months we thought England was safe. But in October of 1950, the Chimera burrowed under the Channel. We had prepared for them, but in 3 months' time, the war was lost. We abandoned the cities to the Chimera and retreated to scattered military bases and outposts. The Chimera had won. On July the 11th, 1951, the Americans launched an assault on the eastern coast of England. On the second wave of that assault was a sergeant named Nathan Hale. The actions of that soldier have become a matter of both scrutiny and myth. What follows are the known events of his life from July 11th to July the 14th, the day he was last seen. Soldiers had no idea what they would soon be facing. The US government had sealed its borders in 1950. Radio waves and newspapers became state property. Only the highest levels of their government knew the truth. The operation was an exchange. The Americans were bringing supplies and tanks into York. We were giving them our one secret weapon, something we could offer that they couldn't build themselves. I was the commander of the convoy team that was to meet the US soldiers. We were ambushed in Manchester on the way to the rendezvous. There was no way to warn the Americans. They were on their own in York, fighting an enemy they knew nothing about. We never learnt exactly what happened there. All we know is that Nathan Hale was the sole survivor.
So as I go through this, I'm going to try and get all the intelligence. As I mentioned before, or if I haven't mentioned it, I've done so many of these videos, I forget now. Attempts at recording gameplay. If you see any green flashes and all that, that's not like on the enemies. That's not the game. That's the emulator. The emulation's not perfect in this game, but it's pretty good. Pretty close.
Sir, 'Your squad! Go now! You're with me! Let's go! 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 You're with me! Let's go
So as I go through these levels, I'm going to be going through them thoroughly, because this is a game where it's better if you want to get all the intelligence, which is something that I like to find. You need to go slowly and methodically, like look through the areas bit by bit. There's no penalty for taking your time, most of the time anyway. Oh, cool. You see that green flashing? As I said, that's the emulator, not the game. So according to what I've been reading, because I'm going to follow a guide on where to find all the shit. So the first bit of intelligence apparently is inside a building. It'll be like a big building that we get to. Alright, this is the big building. Apparently, apparently there's some intelligence in here. So somewhere in this building is our first bit of intelligence. Humans in this game are like cannon fodder. They just go down like in 2 seconds. Huh. So from what I was reading, it's up here somewhere. Shit. Shit. Oh man.
They've gotten up on us! Thunder! Watch my back!
So if you drop down there, then you can't get the first bit of intelligence. So it's somewhere before that. So as long as I don't drop down there, I should be fine. Oh, that's what we're looking for. That item right there. So that's the first one. The second one is after all this. Since I've already got it unlocked, I don't know if we'll see it. Because if I go under... Those two are both in the first level from what I've been reading. Yeah. So where's the second one? Next one, if it's available, is miles away.
More up ahead!
Yeah, I think the second bit of intel, from what I was reading, would have been there. Yeah, should have been next to him. But now, at least, we got the first two unlocked. Shit! Cry has very fast reflexes.
More up ahead! Get...
Damn! So I was just remembering how you use that weapon. Some cool things you can do with it is if you use the homing round, then any shot you do after that will home in directly on that target.
More up ahead! Get...
Shit.
Looks like your squad got it bad. Come on. Let's get to the depot. Double time.
Double time. And that is the first level.
Captain, you seeing this? What the hell is that?
Ugh.
No one knows exactly how Hale was infected by the Chimeran virus. Our only clue is a journal entry recovered from the body of a US medic. It says that he encountered a number of comatose soldiers in a dry creek bed. One of the soldiers, a sergeant, suddenly woke up. Unlike the other soldiers, his body had no wounds at all. The sergeant refused any kind of medical examination, insisting on catching up to the rest of the company. If that sergeant was in fact Nathan Hale, then he remains the only known person to wake up after being infected. Whether the Chimeran virus mutated within him, or whether his body had an innate resistance to it, remains a mystery.
So that was the first level of the game. Alright, well, I'm going to end this one here. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you'd like to be notified about when I go about putting up the next video, be sure to subscribe on the YouTube side of things and you'll be notified when that video is made available. Alright guys, have a good one.